All right, so we're going to take a look at the roof tool in Revit. So we're going to go up here under the architecture tab and look at roof. There are lots of different options for roofs, but we're just going to look at the roof by footprint for now. I'm going to click that and you'll see we go into sketch mode. And I'm just going to go down here in my type selector and choose the courtyard garden roof. It came in with a project, so I know that's the roof type to use here. The level marker is going to be the level that the roof occurs at, the uppermost point of where the roof occurs at. And so I'm going to choose that. You have the option for how your rafters are cut, and if I go in here to my edit type, you can see I have a edit structure that is similar to how you create a floor. So if I go in here, you can see all the different layers. And you'll notice that each one of these has materials, and that actually helps too when you're detailing, because all of these patterns will come in on your details, all the correct thicknesses. Hit OK a few times. We've got some analytical properties here that are in this roof, which is fantastic. And then what I'm going to just do is I'm going to draw in here with a sketch line, but you can also use the pick lines tool or the pick walls tool. I'm just going to do a boring rectangle here, and let's align that, my align tool. You use the align tool. Of course, you always want to pick the thing that is your datum and then pick the thing you want to align it to, so, or align to it, let me put it that way. So if I'm aligning something to a wall, I want to choose the wall first and then choose that object. Now you'll notice that unlike floors, when I draw these sketches, you get these little triangles on each side, and those triangles are definitions of slope. Okay, so if I hit OK on this already, it's going to make a roof that looks kind of like a pyramid. Yeah, there it is. And we don't really want to do that. We want this to be a flat roof because there's actually a skylight that's going to go in it. You can kind of see it vaguely here in my CAD thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these lines, and when I select them, there will be an option that comes up here. Select the line itself that says define slope, and I can uncheck that box for each of these. Once I hit that, we'll go ahead and see the flat roof. Now, if I go back to my level 2 plan, the easy way to handle this at this point is to select this roof, hit CC, which is to copy it, choose a base point, move this roof down to the next area, hit edit footprint, and then I will use my align tool again to just align these pieces together. Quick way to make multiple roofs the same height. It's very, very simple roof. Alright, so off to the side, now I'm going to do a different roof. The first thing I want to do is kind of a more complex roof, just with the roof by footprint. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a few different lines, put a jog in this, maybe something like that. This is the least realistic roof I've ever drawn, but I'm going to hit OK on this, and let me just take a look at it while we're working here. So here is our roof. You can see it's being trimmed in this plan because the slope on it is so high that it's actually being cut off by the view range of this view. But what I can do at this point is I can go back in and change which items have a slope, or I can change the slope for all of these lines. So you can see here that even if I select all of them, if this is a 912 and I want to change this to a 612, for instance, I can change those all at once and get slightly more modest slope to my roof, for instance. Now, how these roof lines are created is completely automatically, as you can tell, like where the ridge lines occur and things like that. So this is kind of an automatic situation. So let's go ahead and delete that one. Let's look at roof by extrusion. So in order to do this, I'm going to go ahead and look at an elevation here. So I've got some walls and things peeking up here. We got that railing, rogue railing happening over here. Ignore that for now. So let's go to roof by extrusion. And what it's going to do, the very first thing it's going to do is ask you to pick a work plane. Now, I should have a video that's just about work planes. But basically, you know, so this is a three-dimensional model, and what we're looking at right now is, I mean, quite honestly, if you were standing looking down at this model from the top, I'm seeing either the X or Y direction here, and I'm seeing the Z direction here as it comes up out of the ground. I can't see the directions coming out toward this, out of the screen toward us, and that's, you know, that's infinite. So what this work plane is asking us to do is pick a point front to back from where we sit looking at our screen back through the depth of this project backward. And it's telling us it needs somewhere to be able to start this extrusion. It can't just arbitrarily pick it. So I have the option to choose any of my grid lines here. I would obviously want to pick one of the ones that runs parallel to this view, so an ABCD grid line. The other thing I can do, if it doesn't particularly matter, or I can move the piece around later, is I can choose pick a plane. If I choose pick a plane, I can choose, for instance, the broad side. I just keep tabbing the broad side of this wall face, for instance. And what this is going to allow me to do is start my roof line at the very edge of where this wall starts. Now I have to choose where this roof is going to start or what reference level it's going to use. So go ahead and pick 3 for fun, and then I have a sketch now. So you can see this is giving me a reference line for where my roof is supposed to begin. And I can make a really stupid little roof here. My favorite thing when I'm teaching my class is making these absolutely ludicrous, ugly buildings, just to kind of show the maximum level of ridiculousness here. Well, it says the extrusion sketch must be open. Oh, because the roof's thickness is defined in its type. Okay, I haven't used this tool in a while, and this has changed a little bit, but this is fantastic. So essentially all you have to do is draw a line that's going to define your roof. So let's make it even more ridiculous. I'm going to do that. Hopefully nobody's paying for this, and then I might do something like that. Okay. Hit finish. That's going to create my roof for me. Wacky, wacky roof. There it is. Now the extrusion, the length of this is specified here. That just depends on exactly how many feet you want it to be. So let's make it 25 feet. That's going to shorten right up. You can also click on that roof, and it's got these shape handles that you can drag, move as much as you want. So that gives you a little bit more control if you've got something more specific you're doing with a roof, or you've got a, for instance, I could have used a more realistic, you know, like maybe there's a short side of a gable and there's a really long side that has an overhang or something. So that's a way to do that. And then if you have roof by face, if you've got a mass, you can see it right there. It'll create a roof type item that's just attached to your mass. I will probably do a separate video at some point, since this one's getting a little bit long, about how you do soffits, fascias, and roof gutters. But essentially, and it's pretty self-explanatory with these little sketches that pop up, but once you have the roof, you can actually go in and click the edges that you want to extrude these soffits, fascias, and gutter systems. These are just profiles that extrude along the edge of the roof. So that's roofs. They're pretty straightforward. Yeah, I think that's it. All right.